My name is Angel Garnica. I am 21 years old. I got cited for evading and a speed contest. One of my, not a friend, but a friend of a friend, a mutual, he was going to raise another car for some money. So he wanted to test against my car because my car was a little bit faster than his. So he wanted to see how he held up. So we met down the 91, and what we talked about doing is just, meeting up and then racing just to see where we're at down, and then end up going out to the spot where we were supposed to meet. So we race, and a cop that lights me up. So I was stopping, and I just got like a rush of adrenaline that was telling me I need to run, because if I got caught racing again, I would go to jail. When I was running away from the cops, one of my main concerns was please don't hit somebody. And I could have hit somebody, and it could have been some just random civilian coming home from work. It really tied together with that, because I could have been the reason why somebody's life could have ended, and all they were doing was just driving home. Honestly, when I first start engaging in racing, the only things on my mind is, I want to win. It's just the adrenaline of wanting to win, wanting to, like, the competitive side coming out of me. However, that's not the right way to, because it's a freeway, so there's gonna be other cars there, and for whatever reason a car changed into my lane quickly, it wasn't looking at his mirrors, I probably would have hit somebody. When I first got handcuffed and I got put in the car, I was feeling a lot of regret. I was looking at my mom from outside the car, and I could see how sad she was. I got lucky, I got a nice cop. He was just telling me, this isn't the way to feel your adrenaline rush. He told me that he could see the way my family was looking, and that I can't do that to them. And I told him about my sisters, and he told me that I can't put them in a position when they wanted to set up the raid for my house for me. So he was kind of just giving me advice, and he was being like a adult figure to me. The main thing on my mind was, I just hope nothing happens. I hope I don't have to get into a fight or anything, because in my mind, what I was told is I'm in there for 2 days, and then on the third day I have court. But I got arrested on technically a Thursday, so I was gonna be there for the whole weekend. So I was scared, worried, and kind of anxious that something might happen. But for the most part, I just stuck to myself. I made my phone calls, talked to families and loved ones, try to pass the time. I was trying not to start issues, but issues kind of bring themselves. If I'm being honest, I thought it was going to be boring. However, I took the class. I really did pay attention. I also saw, other people that were sharing their experiences. I really saw the consequences of street racing. It's not just your actions. The consequences wouldn't be just on you. If you were to hit somebody, it could lead to them passing away. And it really opened my eyes. And I thought, what? If I were to keep racing and I were to hit somebody, I wouldn't want to be the reason why somebody has to bury their kids or their husband, their wives, their girlfriends early. It's way different than traffic school, because with traffic school, all I'm doing is just reading, filling out the bubbles and like kind of just filling in common sense questions. But with the class, I'm actually hearing actual, like, real life stories. I'm talking to somebody that actually went through the experience of losing somebody from street racing. I'm seeing with my own eyes the actual consequences of street racing and reckless driving. So it's way different. Lori was very nice. It didn't feel like she was judging us, because I understand that she lost somebody from street racing, and the class was full of a bunch of street racers or people that were reckless driving. So I didn't feel like she was judging us. She was very communicative about how she felt about street racing, but it didn't feel like she was judging us in any way. It just felt like she was really trying to educate us and on why we should never do it again. Once I did take the class, it kind of tied everything together with my family being so stressed. I wouldn't want to be that person crashing, and let's say I crash and I died, but nobody else gets hurt. My family is still going to be the one grieving. They're going to be the ones having to bury me. They're going to say, what? He didn't learn from his last mistake, and now he was selfish enough to go racing again, and now we have to bury him early. So it kind of did hit closer to home, because I just went through this experience. So it's just something I would never want to do again. If I was speaking to other peers that were racing, I would just tell them that at the end of the day, the adrenaline rush, it's cool and everything, but at the end of the day, it's not worth it if you were to get into an accident, if you were to hit somebody. And even if you don't hit somebody and end up getting arrested and you go to jail, that really takes a toll on your family's mental health. You know, you don't want to be the reason why they're staying up late at night, crying, hoping that everything's okay in jail. And that's just a whole separate thing from if you were to hit somebody and be the reason why somebody's burying their loved ones early.